So, I hope you don't mind me changing the conversation up a little bit. I do have a team that I'm curious about, and I want everyone's input on this. But when you look at a team like Notre
Bring me a
Dame,
new team, Ballard.
yeah, new team, Notre Dame, is their path to the playoff? Do they have to be undefeated because they don't play a conference title, or do you think they could get away with a 10 or 11 win season and get in that 12-team playoff? And then, if you want to, I mean, I could even pull up their schedule for you if you wanted to. I know for sure they get A&M on
Who
the
is the
road.
toughest opponent that they have this year? Is it Southern Cal?
Probably they open with A&M and Kyle Field.
They will lose that game.
Here's their schedule. I got it. At A&M.
There you go. They're out of the playoffs.
At A&M, NIU, at Purdue,
I hit the camera button. I meant to hit the mic button.
Miami,
Well,
Ohio.
I think
Yeah.
what you're telling me a schedule that if they lose 2 football games, they ain't letting them in the playoffs.
All right.
I mean, go ahead and finish the schedule, but you already started off with if they lose to Texas A&M, they play nothing
Yeah.
after that.
I mean, they got road games at Purdue. They play Louisville at home. They go to Georgia Tech. Navy is neutral site. Florida
Sorry
State
about that.
at home. Virginia at home. Basically, they have all their games at home except for like Southern Cal, Georgia Tech, and Purdue, and then A&M at home.
Okay.
Or
Past
again.
Texas A&M. Who's going to be the best team they play?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
I would say. Oh, that's tough. I forget where the games are played. I might say Louisville on September 28th. I might say Louisville. I don't know.
That may be the team with the best record.
Yeah.
At the time.
Florida State.
They got Georgia Tech.
Florida State's questionable. It's like we brought up earlier about LSU. To me, Florida State and LSU is kind of comparable, right?
Yeah.
Florida State lost a really great quarterback. They also lost 2 NFL wide receivers, and they lost their best player on defense. Now, LSU kept Harold Perkins, but they didn't do shit to fix that defensive line.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have like when we always think about LSU, we think about their DB room, right? It's always been one of the best in the country. There ain't a person out here saying one name out of LSU's DB room is an NFL football player.
Right.
That is strange to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But LSU
I
has
don't
something
think
that
LSU's going to be
Grand
as good as they were last year and the previous years.
they're just the offensive line, though. That's a saving grace. I don't think FSU does.
But if Notre Dame goes 10-2,
I think it depends on the
and
losses they
their
get.
2 losses are against Louisville and Texas A&M or Louisville and Florida State, bro. If they make it, it's a 12. They're going to be the 12th team to sneak in. And they're going to get in because they're Notre Dame over some better football teams.
See, that's what I was going to ask you.
That's true.
Power 5 that way.
I can see that happening.
That's what I was trying to ask you, Rooster, was, because the whole deal of the 4-team playoff was, well, Notre Dame's not in a conference, so they don't have a conference title to play for. And I always heard, because they got in undefeated one year, and someone said, well, it would have been absolutely absurd if they had got left out and blah, 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 this and that, and how they can't get in with 1 loss and, all this. I mean, they did in the COVID year, but they played the ACC in Clemson. But, I mean, it's curious because I don't know how the committee's going to view them. Because obviously, if a team like Notre Dame at the end of the year is not one of the best 12 teams to get in, something's wrong with Notre Dame. Or maybe the playoff committee. Yeah, we'll see how they do this year. But
I mean, if
Notre Dame is 1 loss or better, they'll get into the top 12.
That's what I'm saying, too.
There will be no question about it.
Yeah.
if
They
Notre
lose
Dame
two,
has,
that's questionable.
if Notre Dame goes 10-2, they will only have beaten 6 Power 4 teams.
Yeah, and those losses can't be blowouts either. They have to be against good competition, and they got to be like one-score games too. I would say that.